welcome back to the Shanghai Major Qualifiers. We've got Velvet Vocal Chocolate here.
Ooh.
Lyrical Gangster, or just Lyrical. You've rebranded.
I know, rebranded. It's what's got to happen, though. So the Audible Chocolate will be flowing today. I'm super excited to do some more casting. Blaze LD. I can't wait. Shanghai.
So we've got the David couch and then the not David couch. I just wanted to make sure that we, segregated ourselves and, keep the David race as pure as possible. So.
It's the colorful couch. That's what it really is, right here with the shirt.
You keep on telling yourself that, buddy. So I believe Fnatic versus Sig.Trust Game 1 ended, and we're getting ready to hop into Game number 2. I'm sure Brian's going to tell me what happened in Game 1 in just a moment. But I don't actually know. Not sure if you guys.
I'm not sure either. It should be a good game, though. I mean,
yeah,
Fnatic just owned, basically.
Okay.
Was the storyline there? So
solid. I'm excited to see it. Some Southeast Asian Dota. I haven't gotten to see a ton of it recently, but
you know what I really want to see?
What's that?
I want to see Mineski X versus Fnatic in the finals.
Ooh.
Winter going up against his very old friend. Like, for those who don't know, Winter and Mushi are not only longtime teammates and colleagues, and they've played a lot together. Winter at times has been the coach for the team and just assisted them a lot, but they're also really old friends. Like, even from like when they were kids.
That's
so.
awesome.
That can make for a really heated rivalry, because Mushi's like Mushi boss. I mean, yeah, he's fallen off recently, but still, I think there's a level of respect there for what he's achieved in the past. But
Totally.
Thank you.
Maybe it's time for Southeast Asian Merlini to take the gloves off.
Absolutely. I mean, the thing about that's also pretty cool is that, like, I don't know, there's the whole element of the sub-institute and, like, thinking about having a little bit of inside strats there. Maybe if they end up going bad in the first game, they call in Winter for the sub and say, hey, come play on our team this time.
He's like, hey, can I join your team? This team isn't working out for me.
Just make him an offer you can't refuse.
Exactly.
That's the Mushi way. I could see Mushi as a gang leader.
Yeah.
He's got because he's kind of quiet. You don't really know what he's thinking. It's like at any moment he might just go all Al Capone on your ass.
Yeah.
Gravitas.
Probably cutthroat in Mafia, too.
Yeah. He's the silent type. Those are the scariest in Mafia. So I believe we're waiting for the draft to begin here. Not really sure. It's all good. But just so you guys, we do have a draft.
Excellent.
So Brian was expecting us to like smoothly lead into it. See, I didn't even know there was a draft going on, so I'm just like, huh. All right, Dota. Gyrocopter gets through. Your favorite hero, David?
It's pretty good hero.
Do you want to see? You want to see more of him? You actually want an Arcana for this hero, which is just mind-boggling.
Yeah, you have to stack a pirate ship on top of the pirate ship. And he's just got a giant cannonball, so he throws out everywhere. It's just
the Kunkka Gyro duo.
Absolutely.
Didn't Tusk have like a pirate set too? That was the Vici Gaming set, I want to say, or was that? Yeah, they got all
he
the
had a little
pirates.
bit. Yeah, something like that.
It's pretty cool. Faceless Void Band
The
out
theme
also.
team going.
Invoker, Nature's Prophet, Juggernaut. What do you guys think about Faceless? I feel like this is the hero that's sort of been coming more and more into the prominent spotlight here.
Well, personally, I feel like that hero, once he is understood, once he is optimized, is actually going to be one of the more broken heroes. That he actually has a potential to be, like, I can imagine in Universe's hands, for example, like one of the most imba things you're going to see. But nobody understands it right now. People go, I saw Vladimir's offering on the last Faceless Void, and I'm like, what are you doing with that? I feel like if you build him tanky, you build him utility, like this hero has so much to offer. Wagamama's been talking about he's going to post a guide on it. Maybe that's going to be the next thing that pushes the hero forward. But right now, people don't get him. They're trying to play him the old way. It doesn't work. But I think there's a new Void out there, and when we get there, that's going to be a lot of fun to see.
I don't really feel like I've seen a game where I'm like, my God, that time dilation use was crazy. But on paper, the spell sounds not, I wouldn't say always broken, but like potentially incredibly broken. So.
Well, it kind of reminds me of like Global Silence in a way, where it's the virtue of it being awesome is that stuff isn't happening.
Exactly.
Like you're taking away the ability for things to happen, which is a little.
It's not very
harder.
visible.
Right. Exactly. It's harder to translate into something that's just awesome because it's the other team not being able to execute what they want to do.
Hey, look at that rocket barrage that he's not using.
Yeah, but he's not even in this game, so Tusk is going to get picked up, like you said, Gyrocopter, Disruptor, Bane, and Mr. Zeus. Pretty cool guy also. I feel like
Zeus has been all the rage.
Yeah.
My God, everyone is running Zeus right now. Is this just the Aether Lens, do you think? Or
Yeah.
It seems like a big part of it.
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty huge. I mean, just having a quick, easy transitional item for Zeus is really important because, like, you always want to go for the big items. You look at the Octarine Core, Aghanim Scepter, Refresher Orb, but a big part of Zeus's progression is just getting an item in the intermediary, finding something that you can just get quickly. Maybe it's a blink or a force staff to kind of maneuver and play defensively, but this Ether Lens really fills that gap and allows him to still maintain relevancy. He's going to have arcane boots, he's going to have a soul ring, but you turn those arcanes into the Ether very cleanly, and you're going to get a hell of a hero around the time he hits level 11.
Well, and taking out of the pool, we're not going to be seeing Night Stalker. Darkseer is another one that's sort of like constantly up there in the top in terms of the picks and bans, even though it's, you know, he hasn't really gotten nerfed all that heavily throughout the past couple patches, but I just feel like he's that stable force that's always going to be able to give you that setup for the other big, huge spells.
By the way, if you're hearing random Dota 2 noises, you've been visited by the BTS genie, and you've been officially infected by our homebrewed best stuff. I don't know what that is, but yeah. Anyway.
We're filling you up with our BTS noises.
Yep.
Clockwork. Huh. He got that change recently also where...
the circular cogs.
Right, yeah. And then the other thing was most recently, the same thing with Tusk, where the shards and the cogs now work the same way that Earthshaker Fissure does. Tusk can actually like block a lane for the full duration of the shards now, which is pretty cool. Clockwork can't really do like the pull lane along the safe lane anymore, but still a pretty strong hero.
Yeah, not great against Disruptor though. That's the one thing is like I love the idea of tempo control. This hero has been strong in so many patches, able to make the jumps, able to make the plays, but you just get glimpsed back. You snowball the guy that's in the cogs, whatever. Like I feel like he's not going to be able to play to his strengths really this time around, and Signature.Trust might be just kind of going for what they're comfortable with, which isn't all that bad, but I feel like they need something more to beat Fnatic, because if you look at just the track record between these two teams, Fnatic is 7-1 over the past year. Sure, their most recent matchup was a draw, but like that was with Signature.Trust running like the Dazzle, Huskar, Slardar, all these like classic OP combos.
It's almost like not even a game of Dota at
Yeah.
that point, if you don't have the proper counters.
Exactly. So I feel like Sig.Trust have to pull like something next level. I mean, there's not that many OP combos in the current patch as it's been figured out, but I feel like they need to next level in the draft, or they're just going to kind of fall short.
Well,
So with the Magnus, are we expecting like an anti-mage pick here?
Sure.
Who else? Juggernaut is banned.
PA, I mean, probably not, but those types of heroes are the ones that you're looking at. Alchemist, really? This is a guy that I really haven't seen all that much, I feel like.
He got hit pretty hard with
Yeah.
the bounty rune change. That's definitely, he's definitely not as scary early on.
Very interesting. It looks like Fnatic just want to style on him. Honestly, they do go back for that anti-mage, and with the Magnus there to make some plays happen, and now going to be able to just accelerate that farm of the anti-mage. This could get ugly if they don't really start to get... I mean, they've got Bane for the lockdown, but I'm just a little bit concerned about their ability to really hold that anti-mage in place, and then if there's all the, Disruptor and Tusk there to snowball them around the whole rest of the way, this feels like it could be a little bit dangerous.
And they need a support now, unless it's a support Alk.
No, I'm almost positive that my pro is going to be taking Alchemist to the mid. He plays a lot of strength initiating heroes, and something beefy like an Alchemist with the right offensive build could actually be right up his alley. If he goes for like a Blink, Solar Crest, Armlet, something that just is essentially an anti-mage destroyer, where he just gets up on his face, he does tons of physical damage, and it brings him down quickly, I feel like that has a lot of potential. So we are going to be seeing the my pro mid Alk. We are going to be seeing the support Rubik instead, which has obviously some great potential here. The null field has some good value against a lot of the nukes here, but obviously the hard disable against AM, the ability to steal things like RP, just going to be very, very important.
It's slightly weird to see Rubik and Bane together because they're both setup
Yeah.
supports, but I'm also a little surprised Fnatic didn't ban it because they already have Mag. Rubik's amazing against Mag, and they have anti-mage, and they knew they were going to pick it before that second phase, so... generally, you'd see more like Alina. I would have said Leshrac a while ago. Just someone who's a good follow-up damage support.
Sure.
But I think if they can get through the lanes, the Rubik is probably the more useful pick.
Well, and maybe it sort of harkens back to what you're saying right there also of having the Alchemist just go for that like crazy damage initiation there with the Solar Crest and being able to hold him in place for that much longer. And I kind of like it also because like if you think about some of the ways that Magnus works before he ends up, well, I guess not before he gets it, but when he tries to bring somebody in with the skewer, if you get that instant lockdown with the Rubik there, you're able to lift him up in that relatively long cast animation. That can be pretty detrimental, and you pull the Magnus out of position. Obviously, you don't want to pull him into like a crazy good RP or something, but that could be pretty good.
They have a lot of control for Mag. They got the sleep, the grip, the Alk stun. The cogs are actually really annoying for Magnus unless he gets a BKB, which is going to be much later on if he does. But the one thing I am happy about for Fnatic is just seeing Mushi back in what to me is, at this point, his comfort role, which is playing a very hard farmer. So he'll be taking up the anti-mage here. Like, we saw him play support for a while. That was a bit of a disaster. We saw him play mid, and it wasn't terrible, but Mushi, I feel like Mushi's mid, it just still seems like he's in that mindset of, like, I have to dominate the lane 1v1, and that's just not how modern Dota is anymore. So I think this is probably his most comfortable role, and with the addition of mid 1 to the team, I'm expecting good things. Although, what is with the Mango anti?
Yeah, I was seeing that. Mango on Zeus, Mango on AM. It just seems maybe like an SEA thing. Just opening up with that better sustain tool, and maybe the burst mana could come into play. Not really for the AM.
The only time where like I've played AM and I'm like, I actually need a Mango is after I use Mana Void to get a kill.
Yeah, exactly. When the ultimate comes
So
into play.
Mushi's already planning on killing the enemy off. He's just like, yeah, I'm going to dumpster you, and then I'm going to heal my mana right back up. So
Worth
get ready.
noting, they both got
Get in there.
Fnatic got both of the bounty runes too. Able to make that one happen. Anti-mage up top and then Magnus in the bottom. So pretty solid there. Nice way to start off the game, and gonna start beating away at this Alchemist here. This is so frustrating to play against. And it's like a dangerous matchup too, because if he ends up getting Skewer here a little bit later, not only is he gonna be able to out DPS him with the right clicks, but he can also skewer him under tower.
Yeah, I feel like this situation just shouldn't happen at all. Like, the Alchemist definitely needs a bounty rune. They need to collaborate hard on that. They've got a gyrocopter for crying out loud. They can take a bounty rune. And then if you're not getting the bounty rune, you don't level greed. You level greed right before you pick the bounty rune. Otherwise, you start acid spray, and at least you could do something in this hit 1v1.
Oh, the offensive skew, or just... That's just like a, I don't know, show of dominance there. He's just peeing all over the place, just letting him know, this is my yard. Get out on my mid lane.
It's the Rodney Dangerfield. No respect. No respect at all.
It's not often you see the offensive skewer when there's no way it leads to a kill, but I like it.
Oh, definitely. Well, CS battle, he's doing pretty well. Tusk actually doing fairly decent himself. I don't know. This is kind of interesting. Do you think we're going to see this Tusk roaming around trying to get the kills on the Alk? Or maybe just trying to do the rune control game?
Definitely, Fnatic should be looking to control the runes a bit and deny the early bounties as much as possible, but especially with no shockwave early on, it's kind of hard to keep the lane pushed out against Alk. He wants to drop the acid spray.
So we got an aggro tri-lane trying to shut down Mushi. They are going to get the lift here, but of course the blink back is going to keep him fine. In this tri-v-tri, I feel like Sig have a small advantage that they can levy with the flat cannon, and just the fact that Fnatic don't have much control over that spot. The Zeus, he can be really good, but more often he's just going to be the target. So
it's a really weird offensive tri-lane, though, because these are two incredibly level-dependent supports. Do you think they're going to get enough out of it?
Maybe. I mean, obviously, if they keep on going on the AM, they're not going to get anything. That's just barking up the wrong tree, but there's an opportunity.
Caught Disruptor, and that's first blood right there. Able to take it out as Bane just beats him down with a little brain sap, and now chasing a little bit further. Is Mushi going to be able to make him pay for it? A couple more right clicks coming in, mana break, and one last shock there from Zeus. Looking for maybe a little bit more on the gyrocopter. That's a lot of damage coming in from the rocket barrage. Needs to be very careful. He does have the capabilities of
Watch
body
out,
blocking.
he's got a Mango. He's packing heat. Just kidding.
So 1 for 1.
Gotta say, I love the camera zoom out there, just getting the broadest spectrum of the entire Dota map while 1v1 goes on in melee range.
Okay, it's cinematic.
You know.
I bet you hate 24 FPS as well, please.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. So 1-1 start, and, you know, I guess the thing, mentality-wise, I'm wondering at this point if Signature.Trust is a little bit on their back toes a little bit. They lost the first game pretty hard, apparently. Now the Alchemist doesn't get the initial bounty rune. They end up taking a good amount of harassment there. He's getting offensively skewered. I don't know. It seems a little bit scary to me at this point.
I mean, just look at last hits. I mean, it's not even close right now. The Magnus is destroying the Alchemist. The Tusk is doing amazingly well down bottom, where, you know, he shouldn't be overwhelming the Clockwork, but the Clockwork's 12 and 8 right here. It's just, I feel like across the board, Fnatic are just playing cleaner Dota.
And they're also playing the much less risky lanes as well. Like all they really have to do is not like AM doesn't die, you get some farm, Magnus gets his levels, you give the AM empower, you can farm ancient stacks really easily. You've got plenty of tempo control around the map in the mid game, and Sig.Trust, to me, the biggest thing is just their supports are getting underleveled right now. Like, they're not getting a whole lot of experience here, not finding kills, and well, that's just Ohio on Tusk.
Yeah.
Ohio's a really good Tusk player, and really good Tusk players just get solo kills.
Oh my goodness, and a whole heck of a lot of devastation there as Gyrocopter takes out the Rubik. That's who they need to go on. They need to go on that guy. They can't go on the anti-mage, or potentially the Disruptor too. Although he's a little bit more takey. I feel like Zeus is a pretty tasty target.
It's kind of the risky thing when you're support Zeus is you need to be Arc Lightning spamming to harass, but you walk in for that, could get end badly.
Gonna bring him on back. A couple more right clicks. They do have the stun that's going to be coming out. Is not going to be able to get the deny though, as Magnus finishes him off there.
Yeah. I love the coordination. Just preemptive activity there allows the Zeus to actually get involved, find himself a chunk of the experience there on the solo mid kill. So makes up for the mispositioning earlier.
Good juggle of the Nightmare, but it might end up costing that. Maybe Mushi could have blinked away.
Yeah, I feel like you just let the anti-mage eat the full Nightmare. He's the only one that can escape from this situation. The supports are actually the easy target in that laning.
He might have died. They still had the lift after.
That's a good point.
But I don't know. I'm not sure. What level is Rocket Barrage? It's still level 2? Yeah, he might have lived, actually.
Well, nonetheless now he's thinking about jumping on the Rubik. 1 versus 3. It's a little bit scary there, buddy.
Man, this clock is having a horrible time. Ohio might actually be able to kill him again.
He's dead. Shard's cooling down in just a moment here, and see ya.
Well,
by the way, Magnus has 39 CS and 15 denies. Magnus is actually very underrated against melee heroes in general because of the Empower build. You just get the 1 point. You can really harass them a lot early. Yeah. It's kind of like Sven with the point and cleave, but the difference is Sven is generally in the safe lane where he's going to get protected anyway, so you don't really need the harass because your supports do it for you. But it's just slowly wearing you down. Didn't really spam Acid Spray that much. It's kind of a different way to play out compared to what we're used to seeing.
I think he had stun level 2 even, so greed into the Unstable Concoction. You really have no presence on the lane, and now the Magnus it's 6 minutes in, and he's 700 gold away from a Blink Dagger.
That's the thing is, even though Mushi's been, I wouldn't say shut down, but he's been slowed down, he's going to catch up with just the 1 point in Empower. Magnus is going to create space. Tusk is already having an incredible time. If I'm Sig.Trust, I am incredibly nervous right now.
Well, and how do you get back into this then? Do you try and make some rotations into other lanes? Like, it doesn't feel like you're going to be able to get super meaningful kills here out of this top lane, or really shut down Mushi's lane at all. Like, do you try and rotate and kill the Mag? Do you go down bottom to kill the Tusk?
I think you try to kill the Mag here before he gets Blink, A, which is Blaze was pointing out is really important, and B, you can't really gank anti-mage because he's likely going to blink out anyway. And they're already doing okay top.
And comboing, it's not going to work.
Coming back in, they're going to glimpse Gyrocopter on back. A lot more damage. The blink away by Mushi, 70 HP. Really well played there. The Tusk rotates too, but is just barely going to be able to find the Rubik here. Is that going to be a kill? Walrus punch down, but he might end up beating his life away. Also, jumping on in is going to be the Alchemist onto the Disruptor. He gets right-click down. Also, a couple quick kills here. And now he catches. Well played by Mushi.
Magnus no TP. Doesn't have mana for the ultimate, it looks like. If Mag's able to join that fight, I don't think Sig.Trust go for it, but I believe they checked his mana before it, I'm guessing, because he still doesn't have mana even for ultimate.
Mushi is living life dangerously over here in this top lane. With 4 heroes still there, he's still just like...
Mango, 9 regen. He's never going to lead this lane. This is his... He claims
so
his
he
land
got
for
the
anti-mage.
Mango so that once he has the Ring of Regen and the Ring of Health, he's got even better regen.
Exactly.
Next level.
No diminishing returns there.
Oh, jeez. Well,
I mean, Mango's such a good item on carries that I feel like it's never really a bad item.
Oh, it's taking your Quelling Blade slot right now.
Maybe if you're Huskar, okay, then I'm not going to support the Mango. But otherwise,
I was close. The turnaround now. Oh, and the skewer back.
He's fine. It's okay. Oh, just kidding.
Well, got him.
You and I have a very different definition of fine. Okay.
It is funny at first when he's taking no damage, and then...
All of a sudden, just like that, 1,400 gold lead in terms of Magnus over the Alchemist right now. And that's been enough to get him his Blink Dagger and showing it off there at the very start. That was the reveal. So there are worse ways to get it revealed to you, like, 4-man RP. Oh, hook shot there, but Disruptor does have Glimpse. Get out of here, he says. Is Rubik going to be able to finish him off with the Bane help? Nicely done there.
Yeah, and that's the kind of combo they want on the Magnus. Obviously, before the Blink Dagger came out, ideally. You want to move in right when your clock hits 6, get the Rubik there, so if he tries to skewer out of cogs, you immediately lift him and break that animation, and then you've got yourself a kill. But they do it delayed, they do it on a Disruptor. The kill score is even, but I have to say that Fnatic right now are large and in charge.
Unfortunately, we can't ask Falat to look at things. I am curious if they've been stacking all for Mushi. But even if they haven't yet, if they start doing it soon, it's going to make things easy for him later on.
Well, and killing Gyrocopter is certainly a nice way to make this work. He does get the call down off, is going to hit onto 3, running away. He's actually still alive, and now might be in a little bit of trouble. I can't see at all what is going on. We're so zoomed out, but it does look like Tusk is going to be able to walk away, maybe going to be able to get a turnaround. Disruptor and Gyrocopter already dead. Ohio in a little bit of trouble, but going to run around the back way, and it looks like he's going to be able to snowball the Freedom. I think he's out of here. Oh, the stun's going to come on in, is going to connect. Ohio goes down to the Brain Sap. Thinking about jumping in a second time now. Anti-Mage is there. Nice Nightmare. Oh, what a player.
Yeah, solid play there. Overall, Sig.Trust really need to make sure that those fights connect. The call down obviously was the key factor there, and we are seeing MyPro actually get involved. He's had a rough start, but he's just building himself up slowly. He is actually able to contribute at least with this stun, and we are seeing some kills go the other way.
The personal smoke clockwork. He's on a mission. Mission to own Zeus. Hooks there. It's going to connect. DJ Chrissy. He's going down.
But he's actually a little bit exposed now.
That's not worth it.
Well, you got 1 for 1, but it's the safe lane solo clockwork for the support Zeus. The best in the world, but I don't know, is it... Oh god, a Nightmare down bottom? Is Mushi okay here? Yeah, he's
They have
fine.
no grip.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm still fine with Fnatic's position. I think the Magnus is still really farmed. AM is rushing Battle Fury. They haven't taken any towers. Map control's still pretty good. Sig.Trust to me just have a lot more pressure to continue putting pressure on the map constantly.
I think just going back to it, a huge aspect of this game right now is just how badly the mid matchup went for the Alchemist. It could have been okay. I mean, obviously the Empower gives the Magnus some potential to win out that lane, but if the Alchemist had either gotten a bounty rune or gotten the acid spray down early on...
Normally you just spam acid.
Yeah.
And it's like, at best, the Mag trades with you, but he can't really pressure you because he's just tanking the acid damage.
So, one thing I saw, it looked like, oh god, there's going to be the Zeus ulti connecting on Alchemist, Walrus Punch, that should be kill, and then the RP follow-up. This is going to be a secondary one. Bane is going to go down, nice clockwork hook. Brain sat back around, still staying alive, is finally going to fall. Now he's in the power cage here with the clockwork. DJ trying to run away, is going to finally fall to the Gyrocopter ultimate. 10-10 is the score. I thought I saw that Anti-Mage picked up Ring of Regen. Is he going for Vlad's before finishing off his Battle Fury?
Well, he still got the Perseverance too, so I think it is just a casual item for the laning phase. He was under a ton of harassment from that tri-lane. So
yeah, he just wanted it for the extra HP regen. He's going to go Battle Fury and then he'll get a Vlad's later.
Yeah.
Right. That's a little bit strange. He's actually, I mean, right now if you take a look at it, he's 4th in terms of net worth, and it's not the best game in the world for him. Of course, he's going to catch back up with Battle Fury, but it is something to keep your eye on, I think.
Don't underestimate the power of Empower.
Fair enough.
I just marked this point. In 10 minutes, AM is going to be, by far, not even close on top of the net worth chart.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, they have some tools to keep them locked down. Obviously, the Fiend's Grip, and if they can get in the jungle, but they have to have really good smoke execution. They've got to get great offensive wards out. There's just so many ifs, ands, or buts that have to go Sig.Trust's way to stop Mushi from just exploding over the next few minutes.
The other thing is now they're giving him space. They're trying to pressure objectives. Mushi gets the trade. And you can see they're really focusing on security's farm because they know once the AM gets out of control, like, there's just not that much actual reliable lockdown. Yeah, they have Bane and Rubik, but Bane's not going to get a Blinker anytime soon or even a Glimmer Cape. Like, they're not going to have that instant initiation. And maybe Rubik steals Blink and they get a sick smoke play to kill him, but even if that happens, unless it happens repeatedly, Mushi's still going to snowball.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's certainly going to be a very difficult game. Oh, this could be the moment to make it happen, though. Never mind. Snowball on in. This is going to hit onto Bane. Still trading damage here. Mushi trying to get away. They are going to get the call down onto Tusk. I think that he dies, but Mushi should be able to get out of here. And
wow, they even committed the grip for that. They really wanted him.
Yeah.
Oh, he stole the bounty rune. That's mean.
But I hate throwing Alchemist's way.
Gotta get that money.
Absolutely. Well, 12-8's the score. Current top net worth is still the Magnus, and with
I just can't believe how much he dominated mid. That's you do not see that, like, ever.
You shouldn't see that.
Yeah, you really shouldn't see that ever.
And one aspect I do want to hit on real quick is Sig.Trust actually do a decent bit of role swapping. We've been seeing times where MyPro is actually playing a 4-position support. We've been seeing Jab play the off lane. It's just this whole mix-up, and maybe just the fact that MyPro hasn't played as many mid matchups most recently is giving him trouble here up against some really talented players on Fnatic's side.
To be fair, this is not a mid matchup. Many people are practicing
exactly.
right now. You're not seeing many Alk versus Mag mids in really any region.
Yeah.
Smoke Gang from Fnatic.
Looking for the jugular. They're trying to take him on down now, and I think that they definitely can do it if they find the right person. There's going to be the jump. Oh, nice little getaway there by Rubik. He's going to get hit with the Zeus in the end, but I think that he's fine. Steal and Blink is definitely a nice little thing to get there. As they catch the Alchemist in the bottom lane, they do get the call down onto Ohio again, but this is, again, another trade that you're super happy taking.
Enjoy your nap!
I'm pretty sure the gyrocopter voice act is my favorite by far.
That's why I'll never go out of style. No matter how many call down nerfs there are, that hero.
The man who did his voice acting is a genius. We love you, gyrocopter voice man.
Radiant's top tower.
Enjoy your nap!
That's pretty good.
Thank you. Yeah, felt good about
Dire's
it.
bottom tower is
Little
under
blade mail
attack.
on Clockwork. This is before BKBs come up online. I guess really this is mainly a problem for Zeus. Sort of a Tusk as well. Is there anybody else that really cares that much about that though?
I mean, the Static Storm actually starts doing a lot of damage on the tail end of it. So over the course of the duration, it definitely can be annoying for the Disruptor, but it's still just kind of the item you pop when you enter the arena, when you hit the hook cogs.
Ooh, gonna be able to catch here at least one Disruptor in a little bit of trouble as he does fall. Clockwork, oh, not quite able to hit the hook shot unfortunately, and just gonna have to back on out and get a couple shots in the butt from the Zeus. Oh, a little bit of a jump around there with the snowball going every which way. It's gonna connect onto Rubik. The Nightmare is down onto Tusk. Zeus ulti coming out. Rubik is going to fall. One last right click is gonna finish him off. So 1-for-1 trade so far. They aren't gonna be able to catch anymore with the shards though.
By the way, look at where anti-mage is on the net worth chart. It's happening. The anti-mage, the anti-magening. How do you verb? How do you turn anti-mage into a verb? The anti-maging? The anti-maging begins?
That sounds like an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yeah, it's going to get ugly real quickly.
Yeah, he's starting to take the towers. I mean, he keeps on getting himself in a position where he's getting nightmared, but he's always got backup. And oh god, this is going to get a little bit ugly. Fiend's Grip committed, but that's going to be the snowball forward, and now they're not going to have that for the second fight. They're a little bit out of position, though. The lift connects on Mushi. I still think they're fine. Oh, the Static Storm. It's going to be down on the Alchemist, and now they're starting to tear him apart, ripping him to shreds. I think that he is going to fall as the two-man RP comes in. Clockwork is just looking on in dismay. They're going to be able to get out of the call down. They do end up getting Mushi out of there as well. Disruptor TP out, and I think that everybody... Oh, the cogs don't even hit. Oh, a series of unfortunate events.
And they kill the dog too.
The feed was not sufficient, so as an additional sacrifice, Signature.Trust, they give up the courier as well. Leave us alone. They're even going to hook Mushi as the anti-mage. He gets 4-stepped away. Stun, blink out. Oh no. They needed that one bad. He wants to go back in.
Are you serious?
He's going to get it, too.
Gets it.
He mono-voided twice in that entire engagement, by the way. That's how long that fight was. He mono-voided at the Ancients. He mono-voids again in the jungle. Treads, Vlad's, Battle Fury, 18 minutes. This is This game's over, guys.
Just about.
This game's pretty freaking over unless they throw.
So they go ahead, they dive the tower, clump them all in 3, and say, Clockwork, go ahead and hook three heroes. You get your perfect initiation. Come on in, boys. The water's fine. And they just keep on leading them into a chase. That silence on the Alchemist was great. And he has no items. Like, what's an Alchemist without items?
Yeah. It's a tough one. He just picks up his Blink Dagger now to try and get that initiation that, you know, you're maybe lacking on some of these other heroes. But the question I have is, are they going to have the damage to really dole this out? You look at all of these heroes right now. Probably the highest DPS in a short period of time is Bane, honestly, with Brain Sap. Everybody else just doesn't do the damage they need. Even Gyrocopter, you have to be so close, and you're not going to be able to get that close to an anti-mage.
Yeah, I've seen it play out a lot of times where the Alchemist is ahead of the anti-mage early on. Like the first 15, 20 minutes of the game, he's farming them like a madman. He's able to outpace the anti-mage and get this kind of medallion blink or solar crest blink opener before the anti-mage picks up his Vlads. At that point, you're able to find solo kills, maybe a little bit of global damage from the Clockwork. You're building momentum. But Mushi's already got his Vladimirs. He's got treads. He's going to be tanky enough to withstand the initial combo.
I mean, if you look at the way they've played the last 15 minutes, like, well, not 50, like the last 10 minutes, they've always had heroes behind the anti-mage or in front of him. Like, they're always protecting him. Mag rotated top early just to empower him so he could push a tower. The whole strategy is built around the anti-mage. Like, the early game, yeah, the Mag having a great start, the Tusk having a great start, it helps accelerate the game, but that's the issue for me. They just lost those solo lanes way too hard. They traded support levels for it, and then there's been some bad engagement since there.
Well, I think
Alk should not have this hard of a time against Mag.
At
least historically, when you look at the matchup, like, it's very rare to see this one-sided.
I think the other thing for me is Mushi just knows the limits of his heroes so well. Like, it's unbelievably clear that every single time, you know, you think right there at this moment about, you know, up and to the left of where he is right now, he was just standing outside those cogs, ready to jump in on that Clockwork in between the battery assaults, I'm sure. Like, he is very, very proficient with this guy and knows what he needs to do to find the kills and not give up his life.
He's almost 3K up on the gyro now.
Jeez. Yeah. I mean, you question whether or not the aggro trial was worth it, and I felt like they were doing enough to suppress the anti-mage. They got a couple good kills on the Zeus, but you have to win the solo lanes. If you go aggro try, you have to win the solo lanes.
Yeah. Falat loves the zoom function. My God.
All right, Snowball going to connect. This is going to be Mr. Rubik. Come give me a hug. He's going to end up going down a second time. Zeus ulti, breaking all the TPs. RP was used. The cooldown is going to hit onto the Tusk, but he's going to get forced that way. Nice stun. Going to connect there and might be able to find a kill here on the Tusk. They are going to be able to make it happen, but...
There's anti-mage. Hey, oh, what the hell was that?
Getting a little fresh, frisky. Magnus still alive, gonna jump in again, does have the opportunity to catch this one. Alchemist is actually batched up at full AP. They need to bring him down. Bane is in the background though, and he's gonna get taken out there by the Zeus. Aether Lens abound. That's gonna be a kill on the Alk. And looking for a gyro. I don't think Mushi stops for anything. There's the glimpse on back, and Rubik's gonna get the lift, but what is it gonna end up doing?
The only person into the cogs? Whoa, Mushi,
please. 850 gold bounty for the gyrocopter. Yes, please. Lakels eating it up. He just got 3,000 gold. What is that?
I mean, they're throwing him a bone. I don't know.
Mushi is farming incredibly well. The Monovoids and some of the blinks. I don't know how much anti-mage he's played recently.
Gyrocopter's even with them right now. Holy crap.
Yeah, he was massively underfarmed just a moment before, but that comeback gold is
He was down 3K like 2 minutes ago. Now they're even.
He gets it in one fight.
Oh my
Unstoppable
God.
streak.
I mean, the story, though, is the rest of the heroes. Like, Gyrocopter's top of the net worth, but he still needs to finish off a BKB, and he's not really going to have the damage, I don't think. Like, the main sources of his damage is still going to be from Rocket Barrage and Calldown. He's got a decent amount of right-click, but... they need to hold out for a little bit longer, and the thing I worry about is with how fast the anti-mage is farming, if they can really hold out. Do you think that they can win a fight right now?
Fnatic? Oh, Trust, you mean?
With the BKB complete, you're going to be able to at least trade even if you use it really well. Like you jump on the Zeus, you pop your BKB, and what does Zeus do? He just dies. He gets called down, he gets barrage, he gets right-clicked. So I feel like you have that potential to jump the supports, and Jarcopter can clean that up. If Mushi doesn't have his defensive backline, there's no fight for him. He just leaves. So I can't say that I don't think Sig.Trust can wipe them. But with good BKB usage, maybe get the Blink Dagger of Magnus on cooldown somehow, I could still see them getting a 2 or 3 kill swing.
And they have the Rocket Flare for that. They have Acid Spray, very annoying for a mag if he isn't positioned right or doesn't have the vision he needs. I think Fnatic can always play the split push game though. Like to actually kill the AM, you need to commit probably 3 heroes. I would say Bane, Alk, and Rubik.
And look what they just picked up, 2 4 staffs. That completely nullifies the BKB in a way.
They can either run behind Mushi or he can just play safe and back when heroes are off the map. So, like Fnatic has multiple avenues, whereas I feel like Trust has to fight, and they have to get kills. So it's not unwinnable. I mean, especially if Mushi dies like that again, but it's definitely going to be difficult.
Yeah. That was definitely a
The
bit
thing
of
is
an
though,
odd
like
play.
he dies there, now he's suddenly up 500 gold. It's only been like a minute and a half. And you imagine taking Roche if they actually stack for him again. Like he'll accelerate, get ahead more, but when you get ahead like that, you can't afford to die.
Well, he's got his Manta now also, so he is in a pretty safe spot right now with all those 4 staffs we saw picked up. I think 3 of them on the side of Fnatic now with Magnus. They're not really going to have to worry. I mean, that's the other thing that you can do here as Signature.Trust is really try and force the fight with Clockwork. They are going to smoke out. Don't think it was under a ward, but if they now that there are 4 staffs online, it's much harder to actually force that fight.
Oh, they got vision.
They'll look for it. They do spot out the Magnus. Mushi's over there.
Oh, what a time for the Zeus ult! Just if that Zeus ult is like a quarter of a second later, I think they kill the mag there. But
even then, he's got 4 staff skewer.
But they have grip. They have lift.
2 more 4 staffs. Just send him across the. He'll be in the fountain. He'll be gripped, but he'll be across the map.
Intergalactic 4 staff.
Yeah, they were pretty far away, but I think that they're playing it really safe right now. I think that they realize after that mid fight we can't keep letting that happen, and now waiting for the ultimate to come back offline here. Alchemist is a little bit exposed. There's going to be the Static Storm coming down. A lot of damage. Thunder Strikes abound. And 2 supports there able to pick on off your mid laner.
He is so poor.
Yeah.
My god.
Oh, grip down on the mag. He's going to be actually perfectly fine. Mushi pops him out there. There's going to be Rubik in a lot of trouble. 3 of them there. Only catches 1 with
the RP steal!
Okay, 2 now. Maybe going to be able to turn this back around. In a lot of trouble. Mag goes down, but I think that Mushi's...
He blinked down and his corpse just plopped to the ground. Oh, that was good. I think he got hit by the last flat cannon shot.
So 3 for 1. If you take into consideration everything across the board, it really feels like Fnatic aren't respecting their ability to like have a fight, and I don't feel like they need to necessarily. They're like really pushing their limits to see how far they can take this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you look back in hindsight, there's plenty of unnecessary deaths they could have avoided for sure, but it doesn't really change the state of the game in my mind. As soon as they take this Roshan on, they are in the driver's seat from now until the end.
You just have to commend them for their solo play. Like, dominating both solo lanes that hard in, I would say, fairly even matchups, but they are going to look to contest this Roshan. Here we go.
Hook versus Glimpse.
Clock Hook, they're going to be able to catch him there. They don't have Static Storm at this point. Yes, they do. Never mind.
Aegis Steal?
Gets it!
Well played.
And they got the last hit.
Keep going for it. Alchemist, Walrus Punch down. All right, a lot of damage being dealt out. Mushi is going to be able to get out of there. A lot of damage being dealt out as the Mana Void comes and finishes him off. Double kill for Anti-Mage. And now looking for another one. Grip canceled off. Ohio's still okay, but there's the intent
Just
again.
leave, Mushi.
Why is he going? He blinked in with like 300 health.
Just leave it alone for 1 second, man.
Sick play by the Clockwork.
Yeah.
Have to say.
And, I mean...
Not often you see the pedestrian Clockwork just, like, stroll in. Like, this is like a guy who walks into, you know, a restaurant or, like, a takeout joint. He walks up to the counter. He takes your meal. He just starts to leave. And it's like, oh, hey, that guy took my food. I better go get him. What the hell?
I drink your milkshake. But
Yeah.
all the same, like, you got to wonder, why didn't the Disruptor just glimpse there? Like, yes, he got the cog knocked back. There was a slight delay in it. It's still a 4-second pullback timer. You're going to be able to take him out of the pit. So it should have been an easy Roche. It should have been an AM with an Aegis. It's on the Disruptor there, I think.
Well, it's a little bit of a tumultuous situation right now. Like, this game has gone... It's never really felt like, though, that Signature.Trust have, like, the chance to really take control of the game. Every play that's gone in the way of their favor has been by the virtue of a Fnatic mistake, I felt like. There hasn't been a moment, with the exception of maybe the Clockwork, you know, going in there and taking the Aegis. But again, like you say, the glimpse away, I don't know, it's a very strange game.
Yeah. And, I mean... Still, the net worth tells the story. We are seeing an anti-mage absolutely destroy an Alchemist. And look at Alchemist's net worth. Not even 8K. And we're approaching 30 minutes. Like,
the Zeus is ahead of it.
Yeah.
How do I Alchemist?
His own support Rubik with a Midas is dangerously close to passing.
I feel like he mixed up the formula and he's actually transmuting his gold into lead.
Now he's so heavy that not even this Clockwork can carry him.
Yeah. Solar Crest completed. We're getting dangerously close to that heart for the anti-mage. What do you think about like heart versus something else like a butterfly here? Or do you feel like it's pretty much the answer?
I mean, you can do whatever the hell you want once you have the heart. But I mean, butterfly obviously is a bit more offensive. But as long as you can just keep on slow sieging, like the racks are done.
They don't really seem like they want to play the split push game, which is where the butterfly would be better. They're grouping a lot, they're fighting a lot. The rest of the lineup is way better in team fights, so it makes sense. Also, the way Mushi is playing.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I think Heart is the item, because he wants to just go in and in and in.
When you're blinking in at 10% HP, you might want to think about just building up your health pool there.
Gyro's not a good single target DPS either,
Yeah.
so you're not worried about him right-click you to death, which is where you don't really need the butterfly as much.
Yeah.
Seems good. Gyrocopter is looking to be going for it himself now, which does seem to make sense. I mean, you talk about that single target right clicker. It's certainly an anti-mage, and once he pops that Manta, I mean, it's still not going to be that easy. Rubik,
Yeah,
a little bit fresh.
But Mushi's still just going to go on the supports every time. Like,
Right.
he's just going to kill Rubik first, top priority, Bane second. He has to at least mini-stun the Bane, but he wants to kill the Rubik, so there is no chance for big steals.
I just want to say that Clockwork fucked that creep up.
Get over here. That's pretty great. I want to play some more Clockwork, get an Agnum Scepter, just pop all over the map. It's like playing in WTF mode in the lobby.
Should play, what is that mode where, like, everything's double?
Dota Imba.
Yeah, Dota, Dota Imba Clockwork. Suddenly you find yourself in their fountain when you don't mean to be. Game was hard.
Yeah. Oh, Mushi showing no respect for the opponent's jungle. This is my jungle now. You guys just live in it. And I guess at this point it really comes back to another smoke play and trying to find a pick-off on the anti-mage like
They
several
can.
more times.
You have to find the Magnus first. Like, you have to open on the guy that's behind the anti-mage, otherwise the anti-mage just...
The other
he
reason why
lives so long.
The other reason why they can't kill the AM is because his whole team's parked behind him.
Yeah.
Mushi dies if Mushi does like a blink like he did last fight when he's low, but it's tough because he's the man in front now.
Yeah.
Well,
And he's going to continue to be so.
Middle tower is under
I
attack.
mean, he's just standing there in the acid spray. He is not at all afraid. Hook
Oh.
shot onto the catapult is going to push him on back, but there's the snowball, and Clockwork looks to be going down. They catch there on the RP. The Gyrocopter is BKB'd up, so still staying alive, and meanwhile, Alchemist is hitting away on the Magnets. He is going to end up going down there after a couple more right clicks. All of a sudden, things are starting to fall apart for Fnatic. Tusk
Mushi
is
wants to
dead.
go back
Magnus-
in.
I'm not
Deja vu?
sure. A little bit.
Give it a few seconds, he'll be full HP.
There's going to be another blink on in. Oh, they get
Oh.
the stun off. It is going to connect. There's the glimpse away, though. But it doesn't even matter.
What
So-
face?
Actually, I ends up saving him a bit.
I don't even know.
That glyphs was horrible, actually.
Yeah, Alex like, thank you. See you later.
Radiant's middle tower
But
is under
Mushi doesn't
attack.
die. He's going to continue sieging.
Radiant
So they
structures
RP'd
are
a
fortified.
BKB'd Gyro. That was the only hero they got. Looked like a pretty bad fight, but AM not
Radiant's
dying. The
middle
heart
tower
pays
is
off.
falling.
He's instantly back to full health.
Yeah. Just play it like a Slark, in and out of the fight. I mean, yeah, they burned the Fiend's grip. They annoyed the hell out of him, enfeebled him, pushed him away from the fight, and that's how they got the kills they did against Fnatic. But end of the day, it's still going to be Mushi staying in it, and as long as he can stay on target with like an Abyssal Blade next, he's going to be fine.
Definitely. Do you think that's something that would be worth picking up for the Alchemist? What do you go for him next?
Whoa, let's calm down here. Let's not get carried away. This guy just needs to get an oil change right now. He's not buying a new car, man.
Oh God, that's so sad, but it's very true. Well, what do you go then as the Alchemist? I mean, do you just try and like?
What's he? I think he needs like AC Abyssal first, and then.
Okay.
Does he even? He doesn't even have BKB, does he? Solar Crest,
so.
Treads.
Yeah, that's
Medallion. Or sorry,
oh,
no, Solar Crest.
but yeah. No, that's pretty much all he has with the Blink Dagger.
What is he building though?
Well, we haven't clicked on him for like 10 minutes, but I'm sure it's a basher.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Gyrocopter, he's got himself a BKB. I think it's down to about 8 charges now, I want to say. Maybe 7. Also got Sanjin Yasha Butterfly. Things looking okay. I mean, he's kept up reasonably well in terms of farm with the AM. He's about 3,000 behind, roughly. The big thing, again, though, is those other 2 lanes. I mean, the Alchemist is not actually that far behind the mag, but an Alch without items is really nothing at all. Walrus Punch initiation. There's the Zeus ulti.
I don't know about this jump.
Yeah.
Oh, nice RP.
RP steal!
KB gonna get it? They do end up getting it onto the mag, but that's just to keep him alive and not quite enough damage there to be able to turn it really around. There's going to be another initiation, is going to be able to finish him off, but this Gyrocopter finally goes down. Mushi going ham. That's going to be another one. Glimpsing him on out of here, and buyback from the Gyrocopter to try and defend this.
Unfortunately, the stolen RP only caught the BKB Magnus.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really put it on the Rubik or anything. It's just like the Rubik has to hit a big stolen RP at once the Magnus initiates like that to turn the fight. So
it's a good response from ADTR too. The skewer back so that the Rubik is slowed. He can't actually maneuver. He can't actually find his targets there. So yeah, it's even though the Rubik gets the timing, it's a positioning that becomes key there. And Mushi just cleans up 4K. That's going to be the Abyssal. Why not buy out for it since you have the heart? And
I don't like looking at the game right now because it does feel like Fnatic just have to straight up throw to lose this. Like they have 4 heroes in the top 5 net worth. Alchemist has nothing. Rubik with a Midas is still in the 7th position here overall in terms of net, or 6th position in terms of net worth. But I mean, to me, it's like I'm really impressed by Fnatic's laning, especially the solo heroes. Well, Mushi trying to make it interesting,
Nice.
gets caught out. Ohio's there with the quick save, and where's he going?
Going right on top of the Gyrocopter. A couple more right clicks coming in there. Mushi doesn't care about anything. He heard you say that, and this is going to be another kill there. Gyrocopter goes down. Looks like he's going to turn his sights on over to the Rubik, who's very slowed on up. And there maybe might be a little bit of trouble, actually. Oh, there's the RP to keep him alive a little bit longer.
Yeah,
Steals the RP. No,
Shockwave. Thought he had it.
Oh, that would have been the play.
Anyway, so yeah, Sig.Trust are very dead. I was incredibly impressed by Fnatic's solo laning, mid and bottom.
exactly.
I've been very impressed by some of their individual play, but they're just too sloppy this game. Like, I don't think you can play like this and win the qualifier. I think they're going to have to step it up.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously their results haven't been really showing for a long time now. Sig.Trust, I've been a big fan of a lot of their individual players ever since they kind of merged 2 teams, Everlast Game Filling and Myth.Trust. But I still just haven't seen the results that they need, especially in this region, to really pull forward here. So that's bottom lane racks. Mid is going to be decimated. I'm not sure if it's going to go all the way down, but it looks like there's nothing really stopping Fnatic right now.
I heard a hook shot, but it didn't sound very productive. Yeah, it ain't looking good. I think that's what we can leave it at pretty much, is just walk on out of there and easy peasy lemon squeezy.
One of the other crazy storylines in this match, and just looking at Sig.Trust as a whole, is just how long their core has been together. And it's been since TI1, since they got to a Valve event, I believe.
Wow.
But they've still stuck together through it all. So I'm actually wondering, like, if there is a tipping point where, like, okay, we need to just blow this whole thing up and do something totally different, or do they just try to trade out some of the other pieces?
Yeah. I feel like they've done that a lot. They've done the alliance thing where they just swap out 1 or 2 players randomly there. And while we've had 3 members together for years and years. They even shook up that core, and it's still, we haven't seen the results.
So what you're telling me is they need to bring back the original 5 from
Exactly.
TI1, and then they'll suddenly start winning things again.
Yeah, a couple of them might have to start playing Dota 2 again, but it's worth it.
What are the other ones playing now?
I have no idea at this
Hat's
point.
a full boyfriend, I think, was what it was.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Great game.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Tusk picks on up the Aegis. He's got Lotus, some Guardian Greaves, a little bit of a Blink Dagger. I think that, I don't know, we don't want to mislead the audience here. There's not really a way to Sig.Trust get back in this game.
I don't know, man. If Clockwork just picks up an Ether Lens, he can get that max range.
Did you hear that
rocket
sound?
flare.
That just like thunder in the distance? Yeah, that's Fnatic coming to just destroy everything Sig.Trust know and love. So, who else is in their group? Is actually what I'm wondering right now.
All right.
Oh.
I don't even think they played terribly. I think it's just that mid matchup went way worse than expected. Bottom was a bit worse than it should have been. The tri-lane they played well.
And I mean, the other thing is, honestly, Fnatic is really freaking good. Like, that's another thing that can't be understated, is how good they are and how well this has gone. This is going to be another collection here. I think that he hasn't used his second RP as of yet. Refresher's down. There's going to be the second one. He's flirting with it, thinking about it, hoping to pop on in and toss it out again. It does look like Gyrocopter's going to go down as a couple more right clicks come in for Mr. Anti-Mage. No more mana, no more life. GGWP soon to be called as they throw it on in there. The double. Yeah, it feels good right now if you're Fnatic.
Very impressed by mid one this game. Thought he played incredibly well as the Magnus. RP was stolen, what, twice, I think, this game? And the ones that were stolen, I think only one of them really made an impact, and it was a really good steal. He dominated the lane way harder than I expected. Positioning was great, always supported the AM, still made plays around the map. Obviously, Ohio just had a great Ohio Tusk game, but we've seen that from him before, so I've been really impressed by mid one.
No, definitely. And the other thing there is, like, you think back to that thing that Blaze was saying, where Magnus, after he gets RP stolen, has the presence of mind to skewer away the Rubik from the rest of his team, slow him down. He's not going to be able to find that RP that's, you know, really going to turn the tide back into their favor. And I mean, 1 and 12 on the Alchemist, Anti-Mage 17 and 2, and those two come in like post 30 minutes or 20 minutes maybe.
Yeah, I mean, the Alchemist didn't even break 400 GPM, guys. Like, forget the quota. Like, we're at a point where we just want to break even here.
He's on food stamps.
Yeah, he needs to just meet his cost of living.
That game was what would have happened if Donald Trump didn't get out of bankruptcy like 10 times in a row. But Alchemist,
Topical.
he done fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're saying that Trump got empowered is the jeez. Well, good game. Thank you.
That was good.
What's the next series that we got coming on up here? Navi versus Spirit? Oh my god, Team Spirit. I'm going to be a completely biased caster. I think that Iceberg might be my favorite player, and I think that Team Spirit might be my dark horse for the European qualifiers. Throwing that out there right now. Call me out on it later if I get it wrong.
I mean, those qualifiers
Call
are
him out on it if he's right.
That's true.
Just call
That's
him out
right.
either
Exactly.
way.
That's my thing. I'm an Iceberg fanboy. Oh, SEA standings coming up also.
So we have some updated, I guess, results from the earlier matches. We're going to take a look at them. We can't see them, but that's why we have my phone.
Oh, cool.
Which is delayed.
But yeah, so I mean, Fnatic right now kind of looking to sweep their group. Right now, their group has MVP Phoenix, Execration, which is almost a non-team at the moment, and then Mineski X. That's the X factor. Whether Winter really steps up his game in the grudge match against Fnatic there, but otherwise, I've taken down Signature.Trust. They are well on their way. Maybe not as secure in their group as LGD is, but still looking really good.
Yeah, it's heating up a little bit. I mean, I think that there's two clear front runners. Clearly, I mean, in Group A, Mineski, and then Fnatic in Group B. Who are you feeling like is going to be the one to take Group A here? Do you have a top two?
I mean, Mineski's the obvious choice. They've shown a lot of strength in the past 6 months in general, and they've definitely deserved making it as far as they have in the LAN events that they've attended. But I'm actually really surprised First Departure was able to claim a 2-0 over TNC. That I mean, that is a tough matchup for them, I would say. Another team that I'm a real big fan of, but results maybe haven't been there so much. So to see them take that 2-0 gives me a lot more confidence moving forward, since I mean, Satu Duatiga do pull out some upsets here and there, but Extremist is the qualifier team. So overall, I would say Mineski, then First Departure, then TNC.
Anything you would add to that, Gabe? Or?
For Group B, I mean, obviously, Mineski X is something that I'm really looking forward to seeing what they can do. I really liked Execration when I saw them when they were doing the BTS SEA Series 2. I felt like they had a lot of potential, but it's felt like it's sort of fallen by the wayside over the past couple of weeks or so. I'm not sure how you guys feel about that exactly, but
I think they've always shown promise, but they haven't been consistent.
Exactly.
They have been around for a while with not the exact same roster, but
Since Jay got
core.
poached by Mineski, I would say that's when I stopped really seeing the team as like a big play-making, upsetting team, and one to be just like good in the SEA region, but across the board maybe not that.
But when they're at their
consistent.
best, they can beat pretty much anyone.
Sure.
Right. Excitement, excitement. I think it's been a pretty solid day one so far.
Day one. Oh my God, we're just getting started. This
Well,
is
that's
like
a good point.
this is before the dawn.
Day 0.
So we need that like hour counter, and then the insanity meter has to go up as things move along.
I actually haven't slept since. Well, I woke up at 7 this morning, so it's gonna get real later.
Absolutely.
Look
Like
out, guys.
the 24-hour notice on this whole thing makes it so that like I'm like I would be going to bed right about now, so it's just gonna get very interesting very quickly.
I'm excited. It's going to be so freaking good. I mean, this is like my favorite thing about this event that ended up happening last time was I felt like we came to just like such a unique meta that happened across all of the regions, and you saw the evolution of it throughout the course of the entire games. And to me, at least, that's the coolest thing, is seeing teams react to other teams playing a certain style and seeing like, you know, the new heroes come to fruition. And I think that that's something that 6.86, you can play almost anything, and I want to see what comes out on top. And I think that there's not really a better way to do it than watching all these games.
Definitely. I mean, I would say right now that 6.6 is a relatively undiscovered patch. A lot of teams are playing comfort picks. There are some advanced concepts in the works right now, but overall people are still looking over everybody else's shoulders and trying to figure out what the top tier team is going to be picking next. So I mean, who knows how the meta will evolve between the qualifier and the main event, but for right now the qualifier itself looks to be having meta.
I mean, we know. We're the experts. That's why we're here, you know, doing what we do. So, who is it, guys? Who are going to be the goats and the big winners?
Faceless Void all the way, man. That hero is going to be insane.
So you're convinced the Faceless Void is going to be like the breakout star of the
It'll
Shanghai
take time.
qualifiers?
We're not going to see it
Like
until the playoffs.
Okay,
it won't be the group stage.
By the end of the playoffs, pick one hero that's going to like kick ass more than anything else. Don't say Invoker.
Void, absolutely.
And the absolute dumpster trash can, just
I
Greg
really,
level hero.
It's going to be Huskar.
Just kidding.
Huskar's coming back, boys.
I really want to see Kunkka. That is like my dream right there. And I think that with the buffs that he ended up getting, I think there's the potential there. He was like on the edge of playable, and I think that they gave him so many new interesting mechanics. Not sure if the Ags is going to be worth it with all the other great items you can get on that hero. But then as far as heroes that I think are going to really go by the wayside, I honestly think that once people figure out and work around Earth Spirit, I want to say he's not going to be as good as people think he is. That's a tentative, bold prediction.
So are you saying Earth Spirit is your dumpster tier hero or just overrated?
Overrated. I should pick a dumpster hero.
Okay, I was going to say that'd be like the boldest prediction.
Yeah, exactly.
That's tough.
It's what?
Execration is playing Kunkka right now.
Called it. Dumpster hero. Let's go with maybe a Sand King.
Oh, come on, dude.
I want to see it. I don't know what I'm
Sand
thinking.
King's amazing.
I can't.
All right, there's a reason why the Davids are on this couch and the non-Davids are on that
Seriously.
couch. So we're gonna make sure that we keep it that way.
Okay, sounds good.
Sorry, Gabe.
No.
Gotta throw you by the wayside. How about you, Mr. Blaze?
As far as like,
Mr. Reefer Madness.
I mean, I like OD and Void. I think those are going to be the big ones. But dumpster, dumpster, dumpster. You can't just pick Huskar. You got to pick something that actually is played now. People will stop picking.
Gyrocopter.
Not a chance.
Do you have one, Mr. Gorman?
I think Oracle is a bit overrated, actually. I don't think he's dumpster tier.
Yeah.
Who's dumpster tier?
It's tough, right?
It really is, 'cause,
putting you on the spot
I mean,
there.
people aren't picking them for no reason. So
Pugna.
Pugna is dumpster tier.
All
I'm
right.
very confident Pugna is absolute trash can, dumpster tier, garbage. As a former Pugna picker, he ain't good.
Okay.
We already said Huskar's off limits. Brian was saying Husk in our ears.
No.
Tusk is still super legit, though.
yeah.
I think Tusk is a bit underrated. Like, Earth Spirit's probably going to get banned most games. I think Tusk is still
I
very
mean, I've been
strong.
saying that for like 8 months. Ever since Snowball got changed, people are like, "Oh, the hero's still trash. The hero's still trash. Little buff, little buff, little buff, little
What?
buff. Oh my gosh, this is the best hero in the game."
Oh, my God.
And honestly, that last little mini patch that he got, again, the full duration of shards, you can keep the creeps stuck in there. So as a solo offlaner now, you don't even need to have Earthshaker come over to fissure your lane anymore because they changed it so that it interacts the same way that Earthshaker fissure does. You just have to aim it precisely. I practiced it a couple of times in the lobby when I saw it, so he got like an indirect buff.
Well, and in some ways, it's more important to be able to drag the creeps back because the creeps meet closer to the safe lane tower now. So
Right. Yeah.
At the same time, you also have other options with the side pull, but
Right.
Tusk also excels at shenanigans like that too. So I think Tusk is just super solid.
Yeah.
No, I got an okay dumpster hero, Phantom Assassin. A lot of pro players are trying to bring her back. Think she's gonna do it.
Okay, let's be honest. Only one pro player is really trying to bring that hero back. Jackie Mao,
Yeah.
we see you. We understand.
It's not gonna happen, dude. It's just not gonna happen.
She could still be his waifu, though.
Here you go. Yeah, and I don't like.
I
that
think
hero.
Dragon Knight's also still getting underpicked. I think
Yeah,
that hero's
yeah.
super strong.
I thought you were gonna go the other way with that. I'm like, no, he's got a lot to bring.
Especially like with the way the Chinese teams are playing.
The
like,
deathball meta, yeah, easy.
I think he's worth like at least second stage.
Second
I probably wouldn't first stage pick him, but
Well, it really comes back to, again, a hero for the game and a hero for the strat. And I think that you're going to see more teams pick around a particular hero because they find something that's unique and special and something in that hero that allows them to, take a certain objective at a certain time. Like, when 6.86 first came out, I was so completely lost in terms of it because you saw everything get thrown out. By the way, God to Hero Pudge. I'm taking it.
Okay.
And
Not bad.
and there's so many different ways I feel like to win the game now. Like you can go for the early push strats with Chen. You can go for the late game Ember Spirit Rapiers. You can go for the mid game timing there. Nothing's been taken away. They've just added new stuff.
don't worry. In about 3 months, there's going to be like one primary strategy that the vast majority of regions use. It wins the majority of times, and it's all about countering that strategy because that's just Dota. But for now, everything is beautiful and new and fresh and exciting. You know who nobody's picking is Naga.
Ooh,
The lady.
Mm-hmm.
Fish Lady. Yeah,
Pretty dumpster, I would say, is Slark. Slark's a pretty bad hero.
I would disagree with that one. I would say that he is at niche pick. He's obviously a hero that you can't run in like every draft, but he can kick ass.
Well, yeah, any hero can kick ass. But I would say he's like bottom 20% at best, bottom 10% at worst.
I mean, I might be biased because like one of my carry player, he just loves Slark. Like that is his hero. He will anytime I draft that, he will.
Yeah,
be
but
the
I mean, of
happiest
course, I can pick
person in the
Jet
world.
Yara Slark and he's going to kick
Exactly,
ass. But that doesn't
exactly.
mean Slark's a strong hero.
Yeah,
Yara is a great Slark
that's
player.
fair. The player bias definitely.
did he arouse your carry? That's
Yeah, no. Sorry, I was trying to
Congrats.
keep that under
You won
wraps.
the American
but,
qualifiers.
you know.
Shouldn't be practicing right now.
yeah.
So we've got a bit of a break here, guys. I guess we're going to enjoy it. and relax. But we've got Europe coming up, and you're all about the spirit.
I'm smelling Team Spirit. Teen Spirit. What is it? Oh God, Jesus. Oh God, no.
And with the headphones, it's like in your head. It's
No,
not
it
just
was.
like you hear the.
It wasn't just from this way. It was this way too. It's just engulfing me.
You got
It's
the
good.
double effect, which even the viewers don't get.
I know. Oh man.
And you didn't like it.
No, I didn't like it. Oh jeez. But yeah, Team Spirit, man, they're awesome. Back the old CIS reject squad, and I don't know. I think that they've got what it takes. I mean, they went on that crazy winning streak, and they beat out a ton of really good teams. They beat out Vega. They beat out Virtus Pro. They beat out the list. Those are the two that stood out to me, obviously.
Well, those are big teams.
They are. They're really big teams to beat, and they did it. I think in the MDL qualifiers, they beat them out of their Team Elements. Also, Elements beat them both out. I think it's just like there's so many great teams that are coming in, and I think that this is again, it goes back to 6.86 and the fact that you can experiment so much and really show your stuff.
I just like the logo, honestly. Like, whenever I get to Photoshop the Team Spirit dragon on there, I'm like, yeah, kick ass.
Yeah, I feel like they need a new name, though. Spirit's too nice. Team Dragon Destroyers of Doom.
Dragon
3D
Reborn.
for
Yeah.
short.
3D.
They used
okay.
to be good in Counter-Strike 1.6. Okay, anyway. We're going to go to a break, guys. When we come back, Europe will begin. So thank you very much for watching the Shanghai Major Qualifiers.